Welcome to Family Gamer TV. Now today we're going to be talking about Invizimals. You may remember back in the day this was a PSP title, had a couple of releases on there, but more recently and just now it's out in the shops on Vita and PlayStation 3. So Invizimals The Alliance is the game we've been spending the most time with, but there's also a PlayStation 3 game that has a cross-play feature that you can hook up to your Vita as well. We'll be looking at that in more depth in another episode. On the Vita, you use the camera to look around your environment, to first hunt and then capture a whole array of invisible characters.
Guys, might be on you. Yeah, it was on you.
You can then take those characters and battle with your friends, either against other PlayStation Vitas or on PlayStation 3, or you can take it online in these 4-player battles. Now my kids have been really enjoying this. The thing that's really hooked them, I think, is the fact they have to take their Vita and hunt around the house to find rooms or items of a particular colour. It maps out your whole environment so it can see where there's a flat surface, and sometimes they're running around the room looking for a particular item in a particular location so they can hunt down the Invisimal. And as they do that, the Vita gives them all sorts of feedback, so it tells them how close they're getting. Sometimes they have to call out to bring the Invisimal out into the room so they can capture it. Once they've found an Invisimal, the thing that they have to do is a particular puzzle. Now each of the creatures has a different sort of puzzle. Sometimes you're stacking different characters up on top of each other using the rear touch screen of the Vita to then make sure they don't tumble over. Sometimes you've got a quick draw sort of scenario where you've got to tap the creature's hands before he can reach for his gun. Each of them is very different, and what I like about it, and what the kids seem to like, is the way that each of the invisible characters has a different sort of character to them. They have a different look, but also the challenges and the puzzles that you have to do to capture them really seem to fit with each of the characters. Now what this means is they aren't limited to playing inside. They're just as much fun on the way to school hunting Invizimals on our walk up the road as we have back at home in the evenings, out in the garden and in the living room. Also, it seems to have involved more of the family, so a wider range of the kids have been playing, and both my daughter and my sons have got involved, and actually me and my wife have got quite interested in this Invizimals collection as well. Now I imagine you've probably heard much about that already, but what you probably haven't heard of is the live action elements in the game. So there's a real sense of storytelling, of a live acted show. So as you're playing the game, you have live characters on the screen, and Brian Blessed pops up at some point as Doctor in the game, and it really is very engaging. So as you capture the Invizimals, you start to lay out your different buildings in your territory. This then gives you access to more creatures, which in turn unlocks more parts of the story. Now this is a nice crossover into the cartoon, which will be coming to the UK quite soon. Now that will be a fully featured animated cartoon, just like any other sort of kids show you may come across, but it features all these different invisible characters, and my kids have started to get to know their names much quicker than I have. But also on that cartoon you can pause the TV at certain stages and bring your Vita up to look at the screen, and then you have a special Invisimal you can capture that will only be available via that episode of the cartoon. So I like the way there's a back and forth between both the cartoon and the Vita game, and then the Vita game and the PlayStation 3. The final piece of the puzzle is a set of Pannini stickers. The Invizimals Pannini cards actually offer a battle system, so as you collect the cards you can discover new Invizimals with either an app on tablets or on your Vita, and then you have an augmented reality battle so that the Invizimals are fighting in real space, and you control them with a stick or with the touch screen, and they're running around your living room. My youngest son thought this was really rather cool. So there you go. I think the Invizimals would be kind of easy to overlook, but as soon as you do start looking into it, there's a lot on offer here, both for younger players but also for older, more core gamers as well. There's a lot of depth to be learned, and in those battles my older son has got very adept at knowing which attack to use in which situation, He's also got a real understanding of which Invisimal creature is good against which other creature. I like the way that the Vita hooks up with the PlayStation 3 game. We'll talk about more in the next episode, and that offers a real sort of platform adventure experience, a little bit like the Lego video games. And then in turn, I like the way that the TV show and the Pannini stickers really sort of complete that circle. So you have this complete experience, but every different element fits together in an intelligent way. So for families and at this price point, Invizimals is a game that I'd really recommend. Get your hands on it, let us know what you think, and do drop a comment down below. That's all we've got time for today on Family Gamer TV.